High above the Pacific Ocean, an extraordinary drama is unfolding. An explosion at 7,300 meters. It sounds like a nightmare. For everyone aboard Aloha Airlines Flight 243, this is no nightmare, it's reality.
This accident changed aviation history.
At 1 p.m., Aloha Airlines Flight 243 is preparing to depart. A Boeing 737 is on the tarmac at Hilo Airport on Hawaii's Big Island, the southernmost of the Hawaii chain. Flight 243 will be just a 35-minute hop to Honolulu on the island of Oahu. Somewhere in the world, a 737 takes off every 5 seconds. This airplane has been shuttling between the islands since early morning. It'll be its 9th flight today. Captain Bob Schornstheimer has been flying for 11 years with Aloha Airlines. His first officer, Mimi Tompkins, is hoping for promotion to captain after almost 9 years with Aloha. CB is the boss in the cabin, first flight attendant. Michelle Honda, a 14-year veteran, is number 2. Jane Sato Tomita has served 19 years. At 1:25, Flight 243 is ready for takeoff. This airplane often rattles and shakes on takeoff and landing.
Hello departure, this is Aloha 243, climbing through 3000.
It's Mimi Tompkins who'll fly the plane to Honolulu. The flight's so short that the attendants serve drinks while they're still climbing. It's 1:45. 20 minutes into the flight, the aircraft is at cruising height. An explosion at 7,300 meters aboard a Boeing 737 bound for the Hawaiian island of Oahu tears 35 square meters of fuselage from the airplane, exposing passengers to the sky. The cabin is depressurized with no emergency oxygen supply. Unless they rapidly reach a lower altitude where they can breathe again, the passengers will die. Jane Sato Tomita has been struck by debris at row 2. Michelle Honda has been thrown to the floor at row 15. There's no sign at all of CB Lansing. Visible over a mound of tangled debris, there's blue sky where the airplane roof used to be. Captain Bob Schornstheimer takes over command of the aircraft from First Officer Mimi Tompkins. When the airplane split apart, the nose dropped down by around 1 meter. The plane is held together by just the narrow floor beams. Michelle Honda can't go forward far enough to see whether the pilots are alive or dead. She tries to make contact via the intercom.
Can anyone hear me?
The wires are severed. As she struggles forward to try to reach the cockpit, she gets asked the one question she can't answer.
Do we have a pilot?
I don't know.
Do we have a pilot?
I do not know. Can you fly a plane?
The terror of those on board can only be imagined as she asks the one question no airplane passenger wants to hear.
Can you fly a plane?
First Officer Mimi Tompkins tries to alert air traffic control at Honolulu. The nearest place where they can try to land is the island of Maui. Kahului Airport lies between 2 volcanic mountains. Between them and safety lies a 3,000-meter high summit. Can the fragile aircraft survive the stresses of turning, or if they ever reach the airport, of landing?
Aloha 243. Do you read me?
Mimi Tompkins is not getting through to Honolulu air traffic control, so she switches to the frequency for the tower at Maui's Kahului Airport.
Maui Tower. Aloha 243. Maui Tower. Aloha 243.
Aircraft calling tower, say again.
Aloha 243. For inbound landing.
At 1:48, 3 minutes after the explosion, the crew make their first voice contact with the ground.
Unpressurized. Declaring an emergency.
Aloha 243, say your position.
For goodness, to the east of Makita Point. Descending at 11 7000. Request clearance into Maui for landing. Request the emergency equipment.
Airport fire station.
We have an Aloha 737 5 minutes out.
Approximately 20 miles. Cleared to runway 02. Decompression problems.
Pilot is declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mawithar. In the station. Attention in the station. We have an in-flight emergency. We have a 737, 5 minutes out, 20 miles, runway 2. Souls on board, crew on board is unknown. It has decompression problems at this time. Runway 2.
Aloha 243. Okay, the equipment is on the field. It's on the way.
Passengers sense that someone must be in control of the aircraft. Meanwhile, those on the ground are unsure about what kind of crisis they're facing. With their speed having dropped to a little over 380 kilometers an hour, the wind noise decreases just enough for them to hear one another.
You want me to call for anything else?
No.
With the aircraft, their transmissions aren't being picked up.
Aloha 243.
Aloha 243 is still up.
Aloha 243, if you still hear, please
Ident.
Affirmative.
Aloha 243, roger. I got your ident straight away. Cleared to land, wind 0.
40 at 20 knots.
Maui Tower, Aloha 243. Can you hear me on tower frequency?
Aloha 243, I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
We're going to need assistance. We can't communicate with the flight attendants. We'll need assistance with the passengers when we land.
Okay, you're going to need an ambulance, is that correct?
Affirmative.
Let's try flying with the gear down.
All right, you've got it.
There are lights to indicate whether or not the landing gear has safely deployed. The main undercarriage has extended as normal, but the light showing that the nose wheel has extended doesn't come on. A second attempt to extend the landing gear. The nose gear light is still out.
There's a possibility that we won't have a nose gear.
But we're gonna land anyway, even without a nose gear. So they should be aware that we don't have a nose gear indication down.
Aloha 243.
Wind now 050. The emergency equipment is in place.
Okay, be advised, we have no nose gear. We are landing with no nose gear.
Okay, if you need any other assistance.
Assistance advised.
We'll need all the equipment you've got.
With the airfield now in sight, Bob Schornsteimer has more critical decisions to make. He begins to slow the aircraft for landing. Crash rescue teams prepare themselves for a worst-case scenario. At high speed and without the nose gear, a crash landing followed by a catastrophic fuel fire now seems inevitable. Suddenly, the news the pilots have been praying for.
The gear is down. Inform Kaului Command, the gear is down.
Okay, thanks. Aloha 243, just for your information, the gear appears
Down. The gear appears down.
The crew have had to make life or death decisions. In the next few seconds, they'll find out whether they're the right ones. Michelle Honda cradles her injured colleague as the critical moment approaches. Though the forward undercarriage has extended, the crew still can't be certain whether it is locked in place or whether it'll collapse on landing. If it doesn't hold firm, 40,000 kilos of airplane traveling at close to 320 kilometers an hour will smash nose down onto the tarmac.
Thrust reverser!
Aloha 243, just
Shut it down where you are.
Okay, shut it down.
Put it up. Oh, God.
Captain Bob Schornsteimer is thanked by passengers who just minutes before had expected to die. A final desperate headcount by Michelle Honda confirms the crew's worst fears. C.B. Lansing, the veteran of 37 years flying for this airline, is missing. A sea search begins in the area of ocean where the explosion took place. Neither body nor wreckage are found. The ocean never did surrender the body of C.B. Lansing. Instead, a memorial garden honoring the veteran flight attendant was planted at Honolulu Airport, beneath the big Hawaiian sky where she spent the better part of her life, and where it was so suddenly ended.